If you're self-employed and you gave out a 1099, then chances are you may be eligible to get up to $10,000 from the US government right now. And the best part about this is you don't have to pay it back, ever. We're talking free money. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Jim Leadus, and today I'm going to be going over with you how exactly you can possibly get $10,000 as a grant from the US government. Now, here on my channel, I cover everything finance that has to do with business, entrepreneurship, investing, you name it. Basically, anything that has to do with money. So if you guys are interested in that kind of thing, or you want to learn more to better yourself in business, or you want to retire in your 40s, then definitely consider subscribing. So the government is handing out $10,000 grants to anybody with a small business or self-employed as immediate emergency relief. Now, being that it's a grant, there's only so much money that's allocated towards this thing, and it's about $10 billion. $10 billion may seem like a lot of money, but when you do the math divided by a $10,000 grant, it only leaves us with about 1 million applications. And 1 million is just not that big of a number for how many businesses and self-employed people there are in this country. It's definitely a lot of money, but it's also not at the same time. Make sure you act fast with this. It's very simple to do, and you're probably gonna wanna share this with your friends, family, or anyone else you know who may be in this kind of situation. So I'm gonna break it down step by step exactly how to get this grant from the government. I mean, I did it myself the other night. It took me 20 minutes to do, and 20 minutes for $10,000. Come on. Now remember, guys, I'm just some guy on the internet, all right? So make sure you do your own research and always run it by your CPA so you can get professional advice. Let's get into it. So the Small Business Administration, also known as the SBA, is offering loans anywhere from $10,000 all the way up to $10 million, okay? And this is at home, on your computer, on your couch. You don't have to leave the house. You don't have to risk getting infected or anything like that. It's called the EIDL, Economic Injury Disaster Loan, which is completely designed for times like this when everyone is basically hurting. So it's to help you, get back on your feet, keep your doors open, keep your employees employed, and help your business out. Basically, you get the $10,000 grant, which you don't have to pay back, and then any loan on top of that, you do have to pay back over time, but it is forgivable. So that's pretty cool. It's forgivable up to $10 million. I mean, that's incredible. Now, even if you're denied for the loan completely, you'll still get the $10,000 grant, which is pretty awesome. And the best part is it requires no collateral at all. Now, it says all this in the bill. If you guys want to go ahead and read through it on your own, that's where I got my information from. So the link is in the description below. Now, just to clarify one more time, the loan is something you will have to pay back. Interest rates will not be any higher than 4%. There aren't any payments due until 6 months. Again, the $10,000 grant you're able to keep. You don't have to pay back as long as it's used properly, okay? There are some specific guidelines to this. And we could all agree that $10,000 sounds pretty awesome, but it doesn't mean you could just go ahead and book the first cruise out to Europe when life goes back to normal. Now, these funds can only be used for certain things, like payroll, fixed debts, other bills that could have been paid off if it weren't for the disaster. If you have any mortgages, rent, utilities, things like that which pertain to your business or work would be allowed. Basically, anything to do to keep your business afloat during this time would pretty much qualify, but make sure you read the fine print. To start, you have to be a business with fewer than 500 employees, and odds are if you're watching this video, then that's probably you. So basically, it's any small business, if you're self-employed, if you have a side hustle, veteran organizations, tribal businesses, if you're a sole proprietor. Basically, if you're on your own, if you're hustling it, if you got a business, I mean, this is for you. It's pretty simple. As long as you're working for yourself, you qualify. Even if you don't have employees, as long as you've sent out 1099 forms in the past, then you qualify. So you had to be in operation before February 2020 and have employees which you pay salaries and payroll taxes. Or paid independent contractors as reported on a form 1099. So you don't have to have an employee, you just have to give out 1099 form. So one example for this, guys, in my business, I'm a home improvement contractor. I don't have any employees. However, what I do have are crews and workers that I hire out to, I sub out work to. I'm then able to send them 1099s at the end of the year. I've been established since 2018, and I've also sent out 1099 forms. So That's what puts me in that category to qualify, even though I don't have employees. So make sure you just keep this in mind for your situation. And I'm actually interested in what you guys do for work, what your ventures are. So if you are self-employed, or if you have a side hustle or been thinking about starting something, let me know in the comments below. I love to hear what you guys have to say. I read every single comment and I respond to every single comment. So looking forward to seeing it. And honestly, if you're uncertain if you do qualify for this or not, just go ahead and apply. It can't hurt, right? Now I'm going to walk you through step by step exactly how to apply for this loan. We're going to do it together. There are 3 ways that you can do this. 1 is by online, definitely the fastest. 2 is by mail. You print the forms out from online, write them in, mail them in. 3rd, you go to your local bank and ask for somebody who handles the SBA loan. I think we'd all agree doing the online forms is both the fastest and safest way to do this. You don't have to go out, you don't have to go to your bank and be close to people. So step number 1, make sure that you've clicked the like button for the YouTube algorithm if you haven't done so already. Step number 2, click the link in the description below. That's going to bring you to the website where we fill out the forms. I'm not affiliated with this company or anything like that. Just click the link and go to the site. Now, this form has changed since I did this the other night, and it's actually better and a lot easier and faster because they want to get this thing moving. So if you already filled it out once, the old form, I would just make sure and double check that you're in. You can't hurt to do it again. So we're gonna walk through it right now. So the first thing is asking is your eligible entity verification. So what are you applying as? Most people here are probably gonna be an individual who operates under a sole proprietor with or without employees, or independent contractor. So I'm actually a business. I have an LLC, so I'm gonna click the first one. Applicant is a business with not more than 500 employees. So you're just gonna wanna go down, view and check all the following. If you don't check these, you're not gonna get it, so just check them all. So my business name and my trade name are the same name. So now it asks for your EIN number. Now it's asking what your organization type is. So obviously mine's an LLC. I'm gonna go ahead and click LLC. If you're something else, then click the other thing, sole proprietor, S Corp, C Corp, whatever. I know mine is not a nonprofit organization. Is the applicant a franchise? No. So now it's gonna ask basically a bunch of information about your business, how much money you made, and basically your expenses. It's also gonna ask your assets and everything like that. So go ahead and fill these out. Now, if you have any rental properties and you lost rent due to the disaster, you're going to want to go ahead and list this. I do have rental properties, but I have not lost any rent yet, so I'm not going to include that on there. It's asking for compensation from other sources received as a result of the disaster. I have not received any compensation at all, so I'm going to go ahead and put $0 in. And now it's just asking information, your address, so go ahead and fill that out. And the next thing, it wants to know what your business is about. So for me, I do home improvement work. Hopefully they have something under that category. I think the closest thing to me would be construction and contractors. So I'm gonna go ahead and click that. And it's gonna want detailed business activity. And I'm gonna do housing related. So I don't do structural remodeling. I do housing related stuff. Number of employees, I have 0 employees. Now it just wants more personal information. Title, I am the owner. Owner percent, 100. Email, social security number, birth date, place of birth. I am a U.S. citizen, residential address. Now it's just asking some additional information. In the past year, has a business or listed owner been convicted of any criminal offense? No. I would like to be considered for an advance up to $10,000. Click the box, people. This is where you click it. Bank name, where to send funds. All right, so once you got all your information, it's gonna give you a summary. You're gonna go ahead and just review all that stuff. Scroll to the very bottom, make sure you check that you're not a robot, and hit submit. Holy cow. Wow, application submitted. Your application number is, what is that? That's 3,300,660. Wow, that's incredible. I wish I knew about this earlier. Well, prime example, guys, you're not going to want to wait on this. Get to it. So a couple things I want to add. It does say at the beginning of this, it's going to take about 2 hours and 10 minutes. I literally did this in under 10 minutes. Okay, I timed it. Under 10 minutes, I think what all the time is about is if you don't have your banking information available, your tax returns available, for some of the questions they ask, your income, that is what takes time, is tracking that stuff down and getting it. Took me 10 minutes. I already knew my information because I did the other day. The other day took me 20 minutes. It really isn't that big a deal. But anyway, get to it, guys. You're not going to want to wait any longer on this because I mean, I don't know, 3 billion people already signed. That doesn't make sense. How can that be? 3 billion? Is that right? Did I read that right? If we put a comma there, yeah, 3 billion. That's insane. Wow. So I'm kind of uncertain when I'm going to get a response to this. I heard you could get it within 3 days. You're supposed to get a response. I applied Friday night. I haven't really checked yet. I should have checked already, but I didn't get any notifications on my phone. But I will be checking again today. Today's Monday. I don't know if the weekends count or not. I'm sure they do in this kind of case. I mean, we're trying to get this done as soon as possible. To be honest with you, I personally think that the illness that's going on right now is nowhere near over, and the economic impact that's coming and that's kind of already here, it's gonna last a lot longer. In the scope of things, I think we're still in the beginning stages, and I really hope I would be wrong about that, because it's very scary to think about, you know, and we're not that far into it. And the numbers of how long this thing lasts and the people getting sick, it's not good. With that being said, as time goes on, I could see there being more aid, more funding, more money coming out. That's pure speculation. That's, you know, my thoughts only. I haven't heard anything about that whatsoever. It's just something that I'm thinking to myself. If you want to stay up to date with all this kind of information, then you definitely want to hit the subscribe button right now. And also turn post notifications on, because that'll alert you when I post a new video. If you made it this far in the video, that's really awesome. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it and you have any suggestions, comments, or questions, put them in the comments below, and I will get back to them and consider making a new video in the future about that topic. So love to hear from you guys. I love your engagement and response. And like I said before, I read every comment. I respond to a lot of them. So feel free to hit me up, all right? Hope you guys like the new studio. It's coming along pretty good. We still have quite a ways to go with it, I think. Actually, not that far. A lot of the work is done. So this wall came out amazing. Thank you. And over there where the tree is right now, I'm gonna put a shelf there. We're gonna decorate it, but I didn't have it yet. So, you know, it's still in the process of being completed. All the little things gotta get done, but it's coming out good. So if you guys like it, and I'll see you on the next video.